Hi there and welcome to this urban sketch technique tutorial, and I'm going to draw my home city Rotterdam, and this is the skyline of Rotterdam. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain to you how I track. And if you want to see this complete tutorial in real time, you can find this, of course, on my Patreon page. So if you're interested, check that out. Now, what I do, if I was sitting here on a little chair, I would track first the line in between what is water and what is land. So you can see me doing that here, and I will point out with my finger where I am in my drawing. Now, some people choose to first draw with a graphite pencil, because then you can correct it if you're totally off. But I prefer simply drawing directly with the fineliner. And in this case, I am just using a simple black fineliner, a 0.3 for my first setup. And what I draw in also were the bunch of trees on the right side. And this is called the Hef. The Hef is a train bridge. In English, that would be called the leverage bridge. And this is one of the Maasbruggen in Rotterdam. And through Rotterdam there are a lot of harbors, and the river Maas is going straight through Rotterdam. There are more rivers, of course, also the Rotte is also one. But in this case we are seeing the river Maas. And this is called it is a bridge. If you believe it or not, it's called the Swan. And the Swan is also a very nice construction. And here on the top they have two big cables. And on the right side of the bridge there are a lot more cables, and it's very modern and very nice to see. While that bridge, that train bridge, the leverage bridge, is a very old one. And because I've drawn in already the bottom part of this leverage bridge, I can just see the two pillars going up. And as you can see, I'm not drawing in all that straight lines. They are all a bit crooked and all. But that's also, what makes this way of sketching, this way of urban sketching, a little bit romantic to see, that it's not all straight or drawn next to with a ruler or something. It's all loose-handed, freehand drawing, which makes it very fun to do and very much fun to watch too. So that's in there, and you can just see a little bit of perspective here. So I also draw in the second straight line, and then I can draw in the kind of vertical lines. So now I have those two leverages standing in there, and they kind of end on top here, about here. And then you can see those big rounded, I'm not sure how you call that in English, but that is where the weight can go up and down, so that the bridge can be opened if there's a boat coming or a ship coming. Now, all those metal constructions are very typical for the city of Rotterdam, and I try to be as accurate as possible about how the beams are built up. So I'm going cross-hatched like so. I'm rendering in each and every little metal beam, and then the straight ones are just inside there. Do that on the right side too, I forgot them. And then I can see a very high building. It's kind of a skyscraper, and that's called the Maastoren. It's a high building, but it's not all straight, as you can see. It has a little bend in it, and then the bottom part of this high building is of a little bit a different structure and gray value. It's quite dark. So I draw that in too, and in between the two leverages of that bridge called the Hef, there you can see the tail of the Swan, and there's another building here. Not sure how it's called anymore. I can look that up, no problem. And it's nice to have one of the higher buildings in between that centerpiece. That centerpiece that is called the Hef, which is a very, very old bridge in Rotterdam, which supports the train. Now, in order to draw in a little bit of water, I simply draw in a little bit of reflection from the boats that are in the water. And, well, just some scratchy horizontal lines are sufficient enough to show that we are dealing with water here. And here are those cables, almost forgot them, of the beautiful Swan. So that's my sketch, and my sketch well, didn't take too much time. I think about half an hour or something. And once I have that, I can simply start putting in pigments. And you can get your pigments out of anything. Maybe you have brush pens, maybe you have Ecoline brush pens, maybe you have watercolor pencils, or simple watercolor paint. Anything that will solve in water can be used to watercolor. And because I wanted to make an ink and wash drawing in this urban sketchy technique style, I chose simply for my watercolor palette. But if I was there live in Rotterdam, I would simply bring my watercolor pencils, for instance, and I pick up some pigments out of them. So anything will work. And what I'm doing here is I wetted the background in the sky, so now I can work wet in wet. As you can see here, I simply put in a little bit of blue pigments, and then I take a towel and I simply take out the water, and in that way I can easily make clouds going on, making it a little bit more, well, fun to watch. A few clouds in the sky. And for the trees on the right side, I simply use a little bit of green, and then the underneath of the trees I make a little bit darker, so we get some sunny effect going on. And the reflection of the blue in the sky, you can see that back in the part which is water. So, well, that's done very quickly too, without any difficulty. And to make the white swan pop out, I simply put in a little bit of blue in the background. So in that way the swan appears to be very white, which it is. And the buildings themselves can get some color, but also the side here, the side of the river bench. I put in a little bit of yellow ochre and a little bit of burnt sienna, for instance. So you get that terra look. And by putting in a little bit of that warm brownish, you get a simple but nice dividing line between what is water and what is sky and what is the land. Now this high building, the Maastoren, can use a little bit of purple, because otherwise it's all very blue and grayish. But I want to put in a little bit of color to make the city, well, appear a little bit more colorful. And I use the tip of my brush to put in some darker windows, and it makes it all, well, quite busy. You can see all the windows and the skyscrapers, and this is my pigment liner 1.0. That's a thick one, and that thick fine liner I use to extra define the space in between sky and water, and then some lines for the skyscraper way in the back. And if you feel like some parts are getting a little bit more blurry because you are painting in the surrounding, then you can simply make them pop out back by going back to your fine liners, and in that way simply contour them back in. And what's also fun to do is to put in the names of the buildings you are drawing. So if you are going to draw a skyline of your own favorite city or the city you live in, then you can always put in the names of the buildings you are drawing, or the name of the city if you want, or the date that you visited this city. It's also very neat to put in text in your urban sketches. I like doing that. Now what's also fun to do is you take a very bright color like fuchsia or something, and then you just tip in a few spots of bright red or bright yellow, and in that way your drawing all of a sudden also pops out. Gets a lot of color by just using a few dots of your primary colors. So that's also a tip that I wanted to bring you, to give that spring feel of the trees that are just popping out. They're popping out their leaves. So this is my impression of the most magnificent city in the world. Just kidding. That's because I come from there. But I love it. I love Rotterdam, and I hope you enjoyed watching this and the tips that I gave you. And well, should you want to know more, learn more, you can always find me also on my Patreon page. So thank you for watching, and I will see you again, of course, in a next tutorial.